Hey, it's Jordan the Millionaire Millennial. In this video, I want to tell you why I quit my $60,000 per year engineering job once I learned this one pretty simple fact about money. Now, this one thing might be pretty simple, but for some reason, and this is just beyond me, it's not taught in any basic form of education. It's not taught in grade school, middle school, high school, and it's really also not taught in college unless you're studying business or economics. Now, in my opinion, I think that this particular fact should be taught in every realm of education. It should be taught in grade school, reinforced in middle school, and then concreted in high school. This is a fact every single person should know and understand. As you come out of high school, you fully understand how money works, and so that you don't have to do the traditional route that everybody else follows. And without getting too weird and conspiracy sounding, some people do think that this is a conspiracy, that the government and big business are trying to hide these things from the common folk so that they don't end up, jumping up and rebelling against them. But I don't think that it's necessarily a conspiracy. I think that the education system is just flawed. But in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly what that fact is and why, with that particular fact, you can create opportunities for yourself to give you the ability to actually leave your job and do whatever it is you want to do with your entire life. So in order to understand exactly what I'm talking about, I need to explain how the current system works and how do you get paid. Well, we're all very familiar with it. Essentially, you work at a job, usually 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, and you get paid a certain hourly wage, or you get paid a certain salary, which can be then broken down into an hourly wage. Like I said, I used to be an electrical engineer, and I was making about $60,000 a year, which translates to about, 20 something, maybe $28 an hour. And for a lot of people, that's pretty good. So basically, you're working 40 hours a week, you're making $28 an hour, and in order to increase the amount of money that you make, it's pretty obvious. You just work more hours, and that's why you see people putting in overtime, and you maybe work 60 hours a week. And a lot of companies will incentivize this by paying you your regular wage plus an extra 50%. This is also known as getting paid time and a half. You see a lot of people working overtime, working over 40 hours a week for a particular company because they want to make extra money. And so that's more of a traditional route, is to just work more. Another probably obvious answer is to increase your hourly rate, how much you're paid per hour. Like I said, as an engineer, you might get paid $30 or more per hour, but as a worker at a retail store or fast food, you probably get paid minimum wage. And those are pretty correlated with education and experience. The more education you have and the more experience you have, the more money you get paid on an hourly basis. And that's why the current financial institution is go to college, get a good degree, get experience, and work as much as you possibly can. If you do that, you will make a lot of money. Now, unfortunately, that's not the whole truth, because there's an entirely other system, one that most people don't really even understand or want to look into. They don't get it, they don't think it's possible, or they've just never heard of it. In fact, I would say that at least 90% of people have never even heard of this particular method and therefore can't even enact it. The fact you're watching this video already gives you an edge on about 90% of people out there, because you're about to learn how this new system works. So the old system is time equals money, right? You're trading your time for money. You're essentially putting hours in at your job, whether it be overtime, whether it be extra hours, whether it be increased pay, whatever it is, you're exchanging your time for your money. And so many people do that, but the new system breaks that equal sign right in half and says time does not equal money. Now, you're probably wondering, well, does that mean that I can just make money out of thin air? I don't have to spend any time to actually make money. I can just essentially make money appear out of thin air? That's pretty close to what I'm trying to say. So imagine every 2 weeks, someone hands you a handful of seeds. And maybe they're your favorite seed, like pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds or whatever. And so you're like, these are great, these are delicious, I'm going to eat these. And so you eat them and you're super satisfied. And then 2 weeks later, same person hands you another handful of seeds and you do the same thing, you eat them. Now imagine this, you take your handful of seeds, you eat some of them just so that you stay alive. And then you take the rest of those seeds and you plant them in the ground. And then you water those seeds every day for however long it takes for them to grow. And then they'll sprout out of the ground, and then once they're fully grown, they'll start giving you seeds themselves. So now from those very few seeds that you had left over after you ate some, you now have these other seeds growing into huge plants and producing more seeds that you can then eat. In fact, you'll have so many seeds that you won't even be able to eat all of them yourselves. You have to share some with your friends and family, or possibly even sell some seeds to other people. You'll have so many seeds and you'll just look out on your pasture and you'll see an endless line of plants for as far as you can see, and you'll say, all of this is mine. And that's what this new system is like. Essentially, you take the money that you have left over after you pay your bills and everything like that, and instead of spending it on frivolous, childish, foolish stuff, you invest it. You put it somewhere so that it will grow. Now, I know you're probably already thinking, well, I live paycheck to paycheck. I spend all my money on my bills. I don't have any extra money to do this whole passive income thing. Well, that's where you're in luck, because there's actually a lot of different ways that you can make passive income without actually having any money. Just like growing an entire farm, you only really need to start with one seed. And you can usually find those seeds lying around other trees. I mean, if you've ever been to an orchard, there's usually just seeds lying on the ground. You just pick one up. You just take one of those seeds and you're like, I'm going to plant my own farm with this. And then you take it home, you plant it, you water it, you nurture it, it grows, it splits into many more seeds, you plant all of those seeds, and as soon as you know, you're compounding and you have as many plants as you possibly could handle. And it doesn't stop there. Not only are you providing enough for yourself, but you can provide for your family, and you can provide for all of your future generations, all of your descendants. You can build an ancestral home and you can live in that, and you can pass that down generation to generation, and that money will keep flowing in for all of your descendants for essentially ever, as long as you set it up the right way. Now, maybe down the line, one of your ancestors will buy like a huge mega yacht and put a helipad on top of it and buy a helicopter and crash the helicopter into the yacht and sink the whole thing in the ocean, thus losing all of your money that your entire family's had for generations. But until that day comes, you will be wealthy enough to provide for your family and future generations. Very, very few people have actually heard of this concept. Even less have figured out how it works, and even less than that actually put it into action. Now, I am one of those lucky people that learned about this at a younger age and put it into action, which is something that's very important, actually enacting on the information you're given. And then I'm continually growing my farm, and it's really getting out there. I'm starting to be able to look out on my farm and see all of the plants grow. And it's really cool to be able to look out on all these different plants and watch them grow and see all of the money that they're bringing in. It's just a lot of fun to raise and grow a farm. So enough farm analogies. I don't actually have any more time in this video to give you a huge list of all the different ways you can make passive income. So check out this video right here, and I'll put another link below in the description. I'm going to actually list out a ton of different ways to make passive income, how you can actually get started today. Instead of exchanging your time for money, you can just make money without really having to put a lot of time into it. You might have to build it, you might have to set it up, you might have to water it, but once you get it all set up, it just brings you income for essentially ever. So if you have any more questions about the system, or if you want to talk conspiracy theories, let me know in the comments below. Me and my business partner, we're starting a podcast about everything Amazon. So everything Amazon you could ever want to know, we're going to be talking about it on that podcast. We're going to be talking about all of our past mistakes and everything that we're doing to push our business forward. And it's going to be really exciting, and I think you're going to learn a lot. So be sure to go to that channel, subscribe, and watch our first episode. We're going to be releasing new episodes every Tuesday. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.